All right, we are back with another basic video, which is going to help you solve 90% of your errors, I would say. SQL errors are a little different, but very easy to understand. We're not going to really go over that. We're going to go over my problem-solving method that I'm pretty sure most people should understand how to use or do use currently. So we'll hop in. Obviously, we have VS Code, and we're going to open up some code here, right? So we're in the core for an example. This is probably a bad one to actually go into. Let's go into band. No, actually, it's TypeScript. I don't really want to show that right now. Honestly, we'll just go into base and then go into event here. So we have an event, right? And okay, yeah, this will work. This will work. So say we have a problem in the create player. So when we create a player, obviously it doesn't go. So what we end up doing here is we'll try to find this. So we'll just make sure this is the only one. So obviously this is the only one. So it gets called. And then it goes to load player. So say it doesn't get past this SQL query. And you know that because there would be nothing in that table where you could just check through your myadmin, or at this point, it would show up in your character slot, right? So if you didn't have anything here, what you end up doing is making a print, right? And you basically just write test or name it whatever, because this will like give you anything. So you could even name it like this, and then in your F8 menu, or since this is server, it would be in the server console, this would get printed, right? If it was called. So if it's called and this is printed, that's good. That means you know it's something after that. So we have this print here that basically says the data name created, right? And this was mainly for bug purposes. We could actually end up taking this out, but this was for bug purposes. And this print basically said if the character was created. So if that character was created, we knew that. So we knew this ran properly, and then we sent it to load player. Sort of similar in this, we have our load player, and then we set all the data with the new and everything like that. If something was wrong in here, what you end up doing is the same method where you just add prints to understand where it's getting stuck. So the first print I would say you would add here is one right at the start. And this is just because, is it getting sent? So if it is getting sent, basically what you end up doing is you adding a whole bunch of prints, right? So we'll add print here, and print here for an example, right? Different names, obviously, because you want to know where it actually gets stuck. So you could just add more to one, add numbers to one. It doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you know where it's at. So say we know it goes here. This print, useless. We summed it out. Say it gets through here as well, good. But say it gets stuck right here. Say this print happened, but then it never set the admin profile. You would sort of want to go into where this admin is. So we'll Control Shift F, and we'll go to this event for an example, and we would add a print here. If that print goes through, that means this function is wrong and it's not going through. If you weren't set to admin. And obviously this does print your user group in the console, so it would show it, but if it didn't, then you know something's wrong with the above thing. If it's sent and the SQL query is just not going, you would know that. And it's really just a very easy way of solving issues. To go through a little SQL stuff, SQL is not really, it's not complicated, I would say. Usually Google ends up helping me out if I get stuck. I just search why it's almost not working. There's also a whole bunch of SQL formatters online that will help you. I'm pretty sure there's even an extension on here if I just type SQL and then for, let's see, yeah. So there's a whole bunch of SQL formatters that will help you. And there's nothing wrong with using these at all. I mean, if you have errors, obviously, come to the Discord. Once again, Discord it should be in the description. And we use threads now, so in case you didn't know how to use threads, go up here, click create, and then we'll create your thread, and then I will pop in, or someone will pop in and help you out. But other than that, that's it for the basics of solve. This is the easiest. This is the easiest and probably the best way to actually solve errors in your FiveM code, mainly because it tells you where it's going wrong. And that's like the number one thing to understand. In your F8 menu, it will also say if there is like a missing parenthesis or something, it'll say that in there. So, but if you have any questions, feel free to come into the Discord, pop in, share your problems, and we will definitely help.